How's it going, everybody? This is Petey from SupplementReviews.com, bringing you a video review for NuBreed Nutrition's Helix BCAA. I picked this stuff up from NuBreed Nutrition themselves at the Arnold Expo a few weeks ago, and it's actually, looking at the label, was one of the most promising products that I saw at the Expo. So, I guess diving on in, let's take a look at the front of the container right here. It's got the big old NuBreed Nutrition bird, hawk, firebird. Not quite sure what it is. It looks sick. Anyway, that jumps right out at you, screaming Helix BCAA, an engineered recovery catalyst. It has instantized amino acids, contains Agmapure and HICA, increases protein synthesis, mixes, and tastes great. Then the coolest part of all, I think, which we will definitely get to first and foremost, is this is the lemon iced tea flavor. All right. So first of all, first and foremost, the most exciting thing that I saw about this that just instantly caught my attention, because I'm a freaking tea nut. I'd go through pictures of the stuff. Is that it comes in a lemon iced tea flavor. I was like, okay, now this is catching my attention. If this stuff tastes as good as the formula looks, then I think this is going to be something pretty special here, because I've never seen a product come in a tea flavor, especially lemon iced tea. So, starting first with taste and mixability. The stuff mixes phenomenally. I didn't have any trouble with clumping or foaming, so it is instantized, which is a huge plus that it's going to live up to, I guess, what the label says there. And then, first and foremost, the thing I was most curious about was, okay, does this stuff really taste like lemon iced tea? Because this could go two ways. It could either be phenomenal, or it could be a complete train wreck. Well, I was pleasantly surprised just to open this stuff up and try it. It tastes phenomenal. It doesn't taste, like obviously like fresh brewed tea. What I'd compare it, I guess, most closely to is like that old school brisk lemonade iced tea, which got the tea flavor and that sharp lemon, like that sweet lemon flavor to it. Yeah, or you could taste, I guess, compare it to the lemon iced tea Crystal Light. So, in terms of taste and mixability, if you love iced tea, this is something you might want to pick up just for the flavor alone. It just tastes phenomenal during a workout, and the problem with this is it almost tastes too good. You just want to drink it all day. I'm like, okay, I got tea in my fridge. I don't need to be pounding BCAAs all day long and flying through this tub. So taste and mixability wise, this stuff is just, it's unquestionable for me. It's just great. I'm not going to base a review on that alone, but that's just a crazy cool idea, and I was pumped to see that. The other flavors I got to try at the expo are good as well, so if tea isn't your thing, hey, you won't be disappointed. There's a bunch of different flavors, and you can check them out there. So overall, for taste and mixability, it gets a very solid 9.5 out of 10. I haven't seen another iced tea flavored product, let alone an intra-workout. Hey, who doesn't like drinking tea when they're working out, It's nice and refreshing, especially in a hot gym. It's good stuff. So once again, a very solid 9.5 out of 10 there. Now, taste and mixability is one thing. You can rant and rave all day. Something can taste like Kool-Aid but be crap for effectiveness and in terms of ingredient profile. But that certainly isn't the case here. Looking at the supplement facts here, one level scoop at 11.3 grams. You got 30 per container here. And most will need to rock, I guess, one scoop in 8 to 12 ounces of water. Or if you want, you can rock two if you really feel the need to, in a big 24-ounce blender bottle, which I did on occasion there. You can, of course, a vitamin blend of vitamin C, vitamin B1, B6, magnesium, sodium, potassium for that good old electrolyte balance there in a very low amount. I guess a basic energy blend just to make sure your micronutrients are well-rounded. But that's not what we're worried about here. In a proprietary blend, which is my only concern, my only, I guess, downgrade in terms of this ingredient profile, is that it isn't a proprietary blend. It doesn't say how many grams of aminos or how many grams the other actives are in here. However, the actives that are in here are just ridiculously awesome. Instantized L-leucine, instantized L-isoleucine, instantized L-valine, micronized taurine, citrulline carglutamate, beta-alanine, HICA, Agmapure, glycine. And looking at that alone, I've only seen one other product, which would be Core BCAA from Core BCAA, which is one of my favorite BCAA products of all time. Taking a look at this, I was just blown away by the ingredient profile. From a smaller company that's up and coming to come out the gate with something like this, I was pretty impressed. Okay, you have my attention now. So taking a look at this here, one thing I'd like to know is how much beta-alanine is in here, how much HICA is in here, how much Agmapure is in here, and as well as what is the ratio in terms of your BCAAs. Okay, So I can't give especially high marks in terms of the dosage wise, because I mean that 11.3 grams can be broken up in quite a few ways in here. However, I love what they did with the ingredients in here. So one thing they took a note of is they included HICA, which I discussed in my Cycor Beta BCA review, which has a lot of promising studies in it. Which I guess the primary study that we refer to is that it's been shown to increase endurance in soccer players specifically, in terms of weight training for anaerobic athletes and stuff like that. I guess the jury's still out in terms of direct effectiveness, which is an ongoing study that we're actually working on at my university. But the promising thing is that it is showing a lot of endurance properties in more than just aerobic/anaerobic sports. You can sit here all day in another video and discuss anaerobic versus aerobic in soccer and other sports like that, such as basketball, but that's not the point. The thing is the studies are stacking up in favor of HICA for increasing muscular endurance, and that is why I like seeing it in here. I feel it's going to be in a lot more products, although it is a more expensive ingredient. But hey, you don't want to cut costs to leave out quality ingredients if they're validated and warranted. So I like the inclusion in here, and I love seeing the HICA in here. Beta-alanine, that's standard. Not sure how many times I've seen that in an intra-workout, but they want to get a lot of bang for your buck here. Once again, I'd be curious to see what the actual, I guess, amount that they put in here was, as well as the Agmapure. I would like to know how much is in here as well. I doubt that there's a half gram in here, because this isn't, the whole point isn't for a pump product. However, if you're taking other pre-workouts these days, most of them have agmatine in there. You won't need to take a bunch of this stuff or a bunch of different products with agmatine in there to get to that half to 1 gram pretty dang quick. Taking this along with another pre-workout that had agmatine in it, the pumps almost got to be too much. In workout hindering, like if you're doing stuff with smaller muscle groups like tricep, bicep, or shoulders, it can be kind of annoying. So, I mean, it almost does its job too effectively in increasing blood flow. But regardless, I like seeing it in there. It's a very unique inclusion in there. As well as it's got, of course, your standard BCAA blend in here, which is awesome. They mix well, they're instantized. So I guess in terms of ingredient profile, initially I would give this a lot higher of a rating if they had a breakdown rather than a giant proprietary blend. So with that being said, what would probably go from a 9.4 to a 9.5 rating is going to get reduced to a 9.0. The only thing being is I have to know, what am I paying for here? Because amino acids aren't exactly an expensive ingredient. You got your really high-end stuff in here, which does keep the rating pretty high in terms of ingredient profile and inclusion with the agmatine in here, as well as the HICA, especially if you got high-end agmatine like Agmapure. The thing is we have to know how much is being put in here. So if that's my main feedback in terms of ingredient profile, in terms of selection for ingredients, I'm golden. I mean, there's no problem here whatsoever. I like the direction you went with it, and it's a good, I guess, starting product to go with in terms of an intra-workout product from this company. So that's excellent there. So once again, it's a 9.0 out of 10. In terms of effectiveness, BCAA products are incredibly hard to rate in terms of effectiveness compared to one another. I'm not a huge believer that one, I guess, ratio or one blend is going to have a higher effectiveness rating compared to another one unless you have access to, I guess, all the oral and bioavailable markers and stuff to test exactly what your protein synthesis level are, your blood levels, all that good stuff, and your blood lactate. However, basing the effectiveness of BCAAs, you kind of have to go off of, okay, how do I feel when I used it compared to when I didn't use it? And it's on par with all the other amino acid products that I use. The other thing that I gauge a lot of it on is, okay, how does this sit with my stomach? There's been a few BCAA products that I haven't sat as well in terms of digestion. They make you feel like crap when you drink too much of them during your workouts. That can mean low quality as well, some fillers in there. However, the other thing that you can really, I guess, feel in terms of this product in here is the HICA and the Agmapure. While we don't know the, I guess, exact amount that they put in here, you definitely get more of a pump, and the endurance does seem to increase. So I'd say that just like with core BCA, I responded well to the HICA in this product. I like it. It also is going to depend on what workouts you're doing. If you're doing sets of 3 on a more of a power-based workout, HICA isn't going to, I guess, benefit you as much compared to if you're doing a higher rep range of 8 to 10 or hypertrophy from 10 to 12 or higher yet for, whatever your sport is. However, I like that this is a very versatile product here. For your anaerobic athletes or more of your weight training athletes, the AgmaPure is going to increase your blood flow for that nice pump effect. The HICA in there, as well as the agmatine for protein synthesis, as well as blood flow for your more endurance athletes. They got you covered in there as well. This is a very versatile product there. The amino acids are going to prevent catabolism, increase protein synthesis, regardless of what sport you're in. So this is a very versatile product in terms of effectiveness. I thoroughly enjoyed the stuff. Comparing that with the taste, it's a very solid product, and I thought that I responded really well to it. So in terms of effectiveness, it gets a 9.4 out of 10. Very, very solid. I was very impressed, and I've been looking forward to getting some more of this stuff and seeing, like I say, ongoing results, and I can conduct my own little HICA experiment there. Maybe get some lab markers in terms of testing out exactly how the HICA influences all the markers in anabolism. But hey, regardless, you got to work with what you got here, and then if you feel good using this stuff, just be careful, like I said, with having too much agmatine, or you might have too much of a pump. Other than that, very solid stuff. In terms of value, everything in here is high end. The one thing that I'd like to know, I guess, is how much we're getting, because there's going to be a slight variation in there in terms of how much you're paying for compared to buying straight up BCAAs with a little bit of beta-alanine and some AgmaPure sprinkled in. But the HICA's expensive stuff. I like how they have AgmaPure in there, so they didn't spare expenses in terms of using cheap agmatine there for blood flow. So I feel that you get a very good value here. It's priced like any other BCAA. You got 30 servings per container here. Very solid, good ingredient profile, and solid ingredients included, although I'd like to know the blend, so that has to bring it down just a tad bit, knock it down a few pegs. It's still very, very solid at a 9.3 out of 10. I have no complaints in terms of that. I don't know why you wouldn't enjoy it. It's a cheaper version of a similar amino acid product, with a few extra bells and whistles, including the agmatine there. So I was actually pretty excited to see that. It's like I was a competitor there for that core BCAA. So once again, 9.3 out of 10 for value. Overall, this has been one of the more surprising products. It wasn't really on my radar for a long time there. One, I guess thing that I'd like to see, maybe if you want to improve this product even more, is amino acids are tending to go in the direction of including EAAs these days. So maybe for reformulation of the product, consider throwing in some EAAs to make all the peeps happy for those essential amino acids. It makes sense to put them in there. Other than that, I really like the ingredient profile. The effectiveness is killer. The taste is like beyond awesome. I mean, anytime you got something that I guess is as much of a favorite to you as iced tea is, it's going to make it even better and make it more enjoyable. But regardless with that, I feel this is a very solid product. There's a few other very intriguing products in their line that we'll be reviewing pretty soon here. So overall, I really like this stuff. I'd recommend it if you're looking for a new amino acid product here. And also, I mean, these guys on the radar, they got some other cool stuff for a lot of different goals here. So overall, it gets a very solid 9.5 out of 10. Very enjoyable stuff. I feel they have a solid product here. One thing they need to fix, just fully disclose your label, and I think you'll solve all of, the issues that I potentially had with it. But other than that, it's scientifically validated stuff. It's not angel dusted in terms of this mystery ingredient in here. Everything that's in here is listed on the label, just I'd like to know the amount. That is, once again, the recurring theme of my biggest concern here. Other than that, I really enjoyed this stuff, and it gets a very solid rating. Alright guys, this has been Petey from SupplementReviews.com reviewing Helix BCAA from NuBreed Nutrition. Follow us on Instagram for some awesome videos and some cool pics. Make sure to like us on Facebook. There's some cool stuff we give away each week, and all that good social media stuff, because we're everywhere. And other than that, thanks for watching, and you have a good day.